Hi guys, I'm currently in bed. Today was the first day I managed to get dressed, but I still don't have the energy to really stand up and go about my normal schedule. However, I feel like I have enough energy to document what's been going on and share that with you. About 4 days ago, I had a bit of a crescendo moment where I just burst into tears and they didn't stop. I started crying at maybe 11 in the morning, 10:30, and it just came and came, sobbing most of the day. Just couldn't stop, and I just was all to do with my past and this rejection and betrayal, and even just talking about it is still there. There's just such a release that's been going on. Ultimately not that important, the details, but what happened and what I realized happened was I've been carrying this around trying to be so strong, and now that I'm in a different place where I feel safe and I've reached there's been a certain distance between me and those events that have caused these feelings within. Now I can actually let them go and just leave them on the floor, so to speak. But they came out with words. I was confessing my soul, and as I confessed it, I was like, whoa, I didn't realize all this. So I'd been carrying this stuff around for ultimately years, and subconsciously I've known it, but kind of felt like I've been chipping away and doing the work, but it's just been a chipping. And I was seeing tree roots literally being pulled out of me. This was deep. This had been there for a long time, and it was just being ripped out. And then from this, the more that I felt this clearing, the closer I felt to what I can describe as God or Source. And it was like this remembering of, this is what it feels like to lean into love and to lean into this feeling of not being separated from Source, divine love. That these pains, these wounds that we carry around with us actually separate us from that feeling of knowing that we're held, like we're loved and we're supported. And this feeling was getting brighter and brighter. The more I cried, the more I released, the more I let go, the more I just dropped. It was like weights dropping, like throwing rocks into water and just feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. The more I was feeling this connection to the divine and to knowing that how loved and supported that I was. And then I saw myself, this angel was pulling arrows out of my back, literal arrows, like there was wounds all in my back where people had betrayed me, or words or circumstances had damaged me, and I wasn't aware of how much that had affected me. And he was pulling them out and putting healing balm and filling the scars with gold. And then this angel kind of started rubbing my shoulder blades, and my wings were starting to grow. I could feel my own wings growing. I could feel that I was becoming a higher vibrational being, that I was going to have these wings for the next step that I was being taken into, but I couldn't go into that step until I'd done this healing work and this releasing work. And then I saw Jesus in front of me, and he came and started washing my feet, like the story of the disciples. And he was washing my feet, and I was just crying, and he was saying, you're being prepared, you're being cleansed so that you can go to the next step. And then he put this red cape on me and a golden crown, and ushered for me to walk forward and saying, it's your time. And as I stepped forward, this crowd of angels, there was a path that they'd made, so there was angels on the left, angels on the right. For miles I could see them, and I was in this realm. I can't describe it, but the audio changed to the point where it was silent, utter silent, like you could hear a pin drop, and all I could hear was, within their wings there was millions of feathers within each wing, and each feather had its own life, and they were all moving, not the actual full wings, just each individual feather within each wing of each angel times that 10,000. And all I could hear was like they were fluttering, and this feeling, it gave me chills, like this place is sacred and holy. And the feathers were just flapping, like even their feathers had life within them. And I walked down the path as my wings had grown, and I was obviously being ushered to a different place where I was going to be doing some very different things. And since this experience, I just feel very different. My gifts have heightened, my understanding has heightened. I was also seeing that the gift of seeing where people's wounds are, in the same way that I had to heal my wounds, or had to allow my wounds to be healed, there's this gift of knowing where other people's wounds are. It's also seeing their gifts, their intuitively, just things have heightened, and this feels like a step up, moving forwards. Yet something also that's very important that's come through this time, because there has been a collection, is knowing, it's knowing where to invest that energy. I think for a lot of us, we've had a huge shift, and divinely people are coming together. I've had connections coming just like magnets, and people are hearing, seeing things very similar, maybe slightly different with the gifts, but we're all having the same kind of experiences. And the message that I'm feeling is, keep getting interrupted, make sure you know where you're investing your energy and where you need to pull back. Because this energy is very potent, and people are feeling it, and there's this coming together, but we're also still purging, we're also still healing, we're also still releasing, and there's a lot of tugging and pulling going with this energy. It's like letting go, bringing it in, letting it go, bringing it in. And you've got to just really honor your own energy and your own time and your own space, and then you'll know when you've got the energy to invest that out. Like, I've taken 4 days to document this because my body has said no, just rest. And I think some of us will be pioneering this, and with our testimony or telling the story, it will hopefully encourage those that are about to embark on that are about to go through a shift of cleansing and clearing and addressing past trauma, so that if you do, then you know what's going to come beyond that you have this sense of hope, that you're not going through it, you're not being thrown back into the shadows, you're not going backwards, you're going forwards. But in order to move forward and to become more potent in your gifts, you're going to have to let go of all the things that are preventing you from moving forward, which can come in one huge big bulk, which is what's happened to me. It's like I've done the chipping, and then this was like a huge release, which has ultimately exhausted me. However, I know ahead that already the clarity, the clearing, the clearer messages, the clearer sense, this clarity of your gifts, it's going to increase, and we're being taken up into higher frequencies or higher levels of the abilities that we naturally have. So if this resonates, make sure you're resting, and make sure you're connecting with people that will support you within that. Don't be connected to people that are going to drain you. Be connected to people that are going to fuel you and encourage you and understand what's going on through your process of growth. And I'll see you on the other side.